I'm picking Edwards. I changed my
You're
pick.
picking Edwards. We haven't
Yeah,
talked since you've changed your pick, so I
I
feel pretty
changed my pick. I just rewatched the fight a week and a half ago, and I saw Edwards having a lot of moments in that fight, and I also didn't see as dominant of a performance from Usman as I had remembered. Usman didn't really start dominating till the end of the third round and the fourth. It's not like he was dominating the second. In fact, Edwards was piecing Usman up every time they were in the middle of the cage. Arguably had a chance to win that second round too on the feet and had moments where he was stumbling Usman around the center of the octagon. And I think the altitude made a difference. And I think that added confidence that Leon has now. I feel like this guy is like so athletic and well-rounded that, you know, I feel like Usman isn't going to hurt him on the ground. I never saw Usman hurt Edwards in that fight ever. And I just think that Edwards is so much more dangerous to a wrestler like that. Edwards against a striker is going to be more of a chess match, but with a wrestler, I feel like he's just a sharpshooter for a guy like Usman, and I think he's going to beat him. I don't know if he KOs him, but I think he'll definitely beat him. And I'm thinking like a decision is definitely possible. But
late KO could happen too.
I think actually a TKO or a KO is more likely. Actually,
You
I
think
think
this
he's going to get it done earlier. I think he's going to get it done like third round. I think it'll be rough for him in some moments. I think he definitely will get taken down, but I don't think Usman is going to be able to like bully him at all. And Usman didn't bully him other than the fourth round. Like he worked hard for the takedowns. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean I think yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. I think we're gonna know a lot in the first round. I think there's gonna show us a lot that we need to know. We're gonna show us like what Usman are we getting? Because I think that's the biggest question. What Usman are we gonna be getting? Is this gonna be an Usman who how he fights always, or is it going to be an Usman that is super tentative, that's super scared to strike with Leon, that's just like super chinny whenever he gets hit, is kind of seems a bit hurt. Like what Usman are we going to get? Is his
Even if we get
wrestling
the
going to work?
Usman that we got last time, Edwards beat him. So like, I
Yeah,
feel like
I
that was
also
the
think that
worst.
the
That was the
altitude played a
worst
huge
moment. That was the
factor.
worst fight Edwards could have had, honestly.
He still won. I think that says a
Who
lot. I
won?
think the altitude was a huge factor in that last fight. It had to be, like Edwards fought an amazing first round, and it seemed like he gassed out every other round. So until the kick. So I think we're gonna see.
He honestly didn't even gas out until like the end of the third. And I feel like if he didn't gas out until then without the altitude, I think he's going to be fine.
I think he could have finished him before that too. Honestly,
I feel like there were moments where he almost like, wobbled Usman. So
the question is though, is like if Usman struggles to take down Edwards, the fight's over.
yeah,
I just think Usman has no way of staying on being able to strike with Edwards. I think he's got no chance of striking with Edwards. I think Edwards just is too smooth of a striker, too good of a striker, too tricky. Usman's awful striker.
I think he does have a chance. It's just not out in the open. I feel like he has
No.
to make it up against the fence.
If Leon's stuffing his takedowns gets some confidence, they're not going to be able to strike together.
No, of course not. But
However,
the takedowns, stuffing them are going to be difficult.
I don't think they're going to be as difficult though. I really think the altitude had to affect him because it's affected pretty much a bunch of different guys on that card. You know what I mean? So I think it had to been a factor. I think Usman's also in his hometown, like home area. Yeah. Remember what happened with Volkanovski in his home? He fought so much better. That helped his confidence so much with Islam. And what if we kind of see what happened with Islam versus Volkanovski a bit? What if Leon surprises us with stuffing takedowns?
I feel like Leon is not a guy who's just gonna like look like Whittaker. He's just. I don't think Edwards is gonna be like massively improved with his wrestling. I just think that like
he just needs to stuff
he had the bigger moments and looked like the more dangerous guy. And I feel like this guy says Fight Milk, great comment. He says Edwards had Usman in more fight finishing moments than Usman did. And when Leon let his hands go, he landed clean. He needs to increase his output to keep Usman from closing. I think he just needs to increase his volume.
Yeah.
And just,
I
honestly think he's just going to KO him, bro. I really do. I think he's going to drop him and finish him off.
I think Usman's has had a weird career. honestly.
Yeah.
I think he has. I don't think he's been tested by that many great strikers.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's a
mean?
fact.
And I think it really
100%.
gave him this unrealistic confidence in his striking. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah,
think he just had this
I
before
agree.
that fight. I think he had this like mindset that he's like actually a good striker. When in reality, he beat Colby Covington,
Yeah.
wrestler. He beat who did he beat? He beat Masvidal after. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Masvidal. Masvidal, no takedown defense. He beat Burns, who again he's shown to be a little bit chinny. You know, then he beat Colby again, and then he fought Leon, who's actually a good, really good striker, and he lost. He got KO'd. You know, like if I think if Leon stuffs a couple takedowns, I think Usman's getting knocked out. Also, a factor that we have to remember is that's not like Usman's going with this crazy ground and pound, threatening tons of submissions, stuff like that. What if Leon pieces him up for the first couple of minutes? Usman shoots, or the first minute and a half or whatever. Usman shoots a takedown, gets him down, but isn't doing much on the ground. They're gonna still give the round to Leon. He
Yeah, I
landed the
think
more
so.
significant strikes. So I just think that Leon just needs to not get taken down as much as last fight. That's all he needs to do, and I think he wins the fight. And I think he shouldn't be getting taken down as much because I think that altitude played a huge factor. He's now in his home, has the home crowd. I think the confidence will be bigger. Usman's older at this point. His knees are fucked. He's gonna be he's gonna be thinking of the KO no matter what. And I think Leon's gonna win. I don't know how yet. I feel like I kind of want to say decision, but at the same time, I think Usman's so good in the later rounds. So I feel like if it does go to those later rounds, maybe Usman could like. But will Leon do enough before that though? That's the question. But if I were to pick it, I think maybe a TKO. I think Usman's. I just don't think we're going to see the vintage Usman. I think he's past his prime. I think that was the fight that made him go past his prime. So I think we're going to see a weaker Usman. I think Leon's going to win the fight for sure. I want to talk a little about Izzy versus Alex.
Yeah.
Izzy could KO him, yeah, of course. But I think Alex is going to win this fight. As the fight comes closer. Why is this fight happening though? I don't.
Izzy's the reason. Izzy wanted it.
Why wasn't he calling him out? Like why after that fight wasn't he like we're making this next one happen? All that stuff. Like
Izzy
why is he
wanted the
doing?
fight.
Why
I
wasn't he
saw an
calling him
interview
out?
with his coach. He said he tried to get Izzy to fight someone else, and Izzy wanted this fight.
I just don't care about that fight at all.
I
Honestly,
love it, dude. I love
you
it.
like it?
Yeah, because either Izzy gets a KO and it's entertaining no matter what, or which is what is most likely is that Pereira knocks him out and humbles all the Israel Adesanya fans that think he won the fucking first fight. There are people
Yeah.
that still think he's a better fighter, still think he's a better striker. He's technically better. Like they need to be humbled again. So I
Yeah.
love the fight. It's going to be entertaining, and we get to see another humbling of the Auto. I don't even care. I don't even care if Adesanya gets knocked out. Like he already got KO'd by Pereira. It was enough for me back in the day. I just wanted to see his fans get humbled, thinking he would destroy Pereira, bro. I knew Pereira was a nightmare matchup for him, and they're still talking. We need to add some more heaps of dirt to the fucking pile, bro. We need to cover him up now. So I want him to win.
Is Izzy's anime arc. That's so funny. No, the only way Alex could lose is if he has an awful weight cut and Adesanya knocks him up. That's his only way he wins, honestly.